Hey, I'm Violent J, and I'm here to kick your ass.
And I'm here to suck your nuts.
B6 Podcast!
Yes! The best podcast in the whole psychopathic family, baby!
Running with the hatchet. You can't match it.
We got rid of those cloud-style dweebs. And now we got much clown love. Woo woo!
This is the Super B6 Podcast 20-year gathering special.
I don't even know how magnets work. But I know that I got a trunk full of Fago and a car full of fat bitches.
It's getting clown in here, so pour out your Fago.
It is getting clown in here. Much, much clown love.
You know who else we got love for?
We got love for
Qualities T-Shirt Company.
Teeing off.
And that dude Saint.
Sainting it.
He's got your back for all your custom tee needs, including sublimation, heat, transfer, vinyl, and decals. Special gifts, sports team shirts for your leagues. You know, everybody runs them leagues. Concert merchandise, t-shirts for any occasion. If you need a custom graphic on a shirt, he'll do it with a smile. Delivered to you in individually wrapped sealed packages. And for an additional fee, you can also include your own business cards sealed within said packages to deliver to your clientele. It would be wonderful. Hit up Qualities T-Shirt Company today. And then there's Monster Wear Clothing for all your small run or bulk orders on decals, stickers, t-shirts, hoodies, glass, hats, wear everywhere. Jerseys, hockey masks, hand-painted, custom-crafted, beautiful artwork. With custom graphics and logo design services offered, Monster Wear Clothing has got you covered. And that's my homeboy, Corey Matthews, currently living in Lindstrom, Minnesota.
Lindstrom?
Yes. Support local friends. And if you're, one of our many listeners from outside of the Minnesota bubble, move here so you can support local friends.
And if you're going to support local, you might as well go to local music festivals. And there is
one of the top 5 music festivals in the state, according to City Pages this year.
Oh, one of the top 5 festivals in the world, according to Beef Sticks Podcast.
Yes, indeed.
We're talking about the most out-of-this-world podcast, the Galactic Get Down. Yes, folks, this is the 4th annual Galactic Get Down, and it's coming up soon. Too soon? Not soon enough? Maybe a little of both. I don't know. July 18th
it's a lot of both.
Through the 20th. This year, Outback Ranch, Houston, Minnesota. Do not miss it. They're going to have the lowest pair. Lower than Paystee's pair, which seems to hang pretty low.
Pretty low. I got to wear extra long shorts.
We got Luminous, Tony Tree Thompson, Chase Mackay, Jeremy Beeman, Danny Reese, Tyler Rinney, the Bob Pat Band, Chase Ingram, Mikey D, Whiskey for the Lady, High Rise, Granola, Hot Pink Hangover, and of course, Horsted. It's Horsted! Horsted, I tell you, by your...
They are hung like some stallions.
I'm telling you, talk about a low-hanging pear. Horsted by your funky friends, Dead Larry. Of course, as always, brought to you also by Vicarious Visions and Seahorse Productions. Folks, it's
Dead
coming
Larry,
up.
by the time this episode releases, we'll also have a brand new music video out there circulating. Yes.
Make sure to check it out. You want to be in the know. So when they bust out a song on stage, you know what they're singing. You don't want to be the one jackass just mouthing it and kind of bobbing back and forth. You want to be the guy. You want to be the guy who isn't even fucking worried about what the lyrics are and is just down in the slap bag.
Wait, there's a concert going on?
Holy shit! When
I'm
did
all
this
about
happen?
this wine. Slap in a bag.
Yes, folks. Galactic Get Down. Be there. Check out your friends. at Cloud Style Broadcasting. Of course, as always, we have our booth there. Come visit us. We're going to have games. We're going to be recording. We're going to do interviews. We're going to have a lot of fun stuff for you. We'll have some swag. And just BS with us. Tell us how much you love us. Again, Galactic Get Down Outer Space themed music and camping festival, Outback Ranch, Houston, Minnesota. Of course, that is Thursday, July 18th through Saturday the 28th. Interstellar, baby.
Oh, it's going to be so good. I can't wait. The anxious part of me is like, don't even go. Just stay home. Lock yourself in your closet and stay home. And I'm like, nope. No, this is the one time of the year I get to go out and just live freely.
I'm trapped in the closet. Somebody let me out.
That takes me back to that South Park episode.
That was kind of the point, buddy.
Yes.
That was kind of the point.
I'll never come out. Love it. Well, as we've been doing lately, folks, it is time for This Week in Pro Wrestling History. This time we're taking you all the way back to June 24th, 2001, when Double C, that's Claudio Castagnoli, a.k.a. Cesaro, defeated Ares and the Scorpion. Not Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Get over here!
In a three-way tournament finale in Solgen, Switzerland, to win the vacant Swiss Wrestling Federation Powerhouse Championship.
I'm glad that we're all throwing N's in random places. It isn't just me. I throw an extra R in at Horsted.
I got Ghostbusters on the mind. Bankman.
Yes, folks. That's why you listen to Beef Sticks Podcast. We'll give you some of the most obvious of news sometimes, but then we'll let you know about something like good old Cesaro, Claudio Castagnoli, winning the Swiss Wrestling Federation Powerhouse Championship, which I'm sure a majority of you folks listening didn't even know existed.
But now you do. See, Beef Sticks Podcast, we're fueling your pub trivia.
Damn right. Pubbing it up. You're going to need a pub trivia when you hit up the Impact Wrestling Bash at the Brewery, baby.
Yes, indeed.
And that's coming up later on in the show, but it just seemed like an amazing segue.
That is a really good segue. We should almost reorganize the show around it. Nope. Because, folks, it wouldn't be the top story, would it? There's
a huge top story that popped up just last night, late last night, early this morning. And it's pretty big. The news is Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman have signed with WWE as executive directors of Smackdown and Raw, respectively. Meaning Bischoff with Smackdown, Heyman with Raw.
So what you mean is they're going to be the newest guys to be Vince's yes men and nothing's going to change on the show?
Probably. But the positive thing is this is legit. This isn't a storyline thing. It could, they could bring it into storyline. I wish it was storyline.
I want both of them to be in power positions on TV.
But, it's different, and it's cool. PW Insider confirms an offer was issued to Heyman to come on board full-time as a top member of the creative team around the same time that Bruce Pritchard was brought back, actually, as the senior vice president. Heyman has been in the inner circle of the creative process for some time now without an official title. Actually, he's been working on certain storylines with talent such as Ronda Rousey, as we've talked about. Of course, Brock Lesnar, Alexa Bliss has said that he's worked with her, and even others, dating back far beyond that point even. Now, Bischoff, on the other hand, has been working on pre-production of the planned Netflix Hulk Hogan biography film. He's been upfront and vocal about that, and he's also had a slew of personal appearances booked. But Paystee, over the last week, though, he quietly began canceling those appearance dates. So, put two and two together, follow the dotted line. It's likely that that's when they came to official terms, both he and WWE. Yeah, but whatever
happened to fulfilling your prior obligations?
Money talks. Everything else walks, buddy. We are told, ask Conrad Thompson about that. He can't even get his fucking father-in-law to show up to any of his fucking events.
Right. Well, you can say goodbye to Bischoff now, too.
Oh, we are told that he will be working directly with Fox as WWE builds their relationship with the new home of SmackDown. And Paystee, one would assume WWE approached him about the role due to his previous work in collaborating with both Turner Broadcasting, Spike, and even the other networks that he's dealt with in the past for both wrestling and non-wrestling products.
Oh, right. Not to mention, he has a pretty decent tenure as a general manager of Raw.
Right?
It was good times when he was in charge.
Now, allegedly, they will be overseeing all aspects of their individual series. They are now the top of the pyramid, folks. But obviously, as we all know, Vince McMahon will always have the final say. One WWE source compared their roles to Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple H, a.k.a. Paul Levesque, in NXT, in that they will be in charge, but of course, it's still Vince's baby, and he's going to coddle the baby as he wants. The move will allow WWE, though, to establish, quote, 2 distinct creative processes for its flagship shows, which is key.
It will be, if indeed they have as much power as Triple H does on NXT, which, I mean, obviously there's a notable difference between NXT and Raw and SmackDown currently.
Correct.
If they have that much power, and Vince is the only one that's above them, that could be a beautiful thing.
Let's keep in mind, though,
don't
Paystee,
you see Triple H maybe being jealous?
Well, let's keep in mind, Paystee, even if they have all that power and only Vince McMahon is on top of them, you still have to add the asterisk of, well, Fox's network presidents are above them and USA Network's presidents are above them. So they still have other people to answer to.
They're making some changes happen finally.
Yeah. And you know, like you said about Triple H, and I didn't mean to cut you off, I just wanted to make that point. There's people who have said, like, why was Triple H jumped? Why wasn't Triple H given this either for both shows or one or the other? Why not Paul Heyman and Triple H?
Unless he was offered it and he said, well, I got all this going on with NXT and NXT UK. I mean, if he is active with both of those, he's got to be doing hellacious amount of traveling just between those, let alone Raw and SmackDown appearances.
I don't know Triple H personally, but I have a feeling his ego would jump at being either SmackDown or Raw and get away from NXT.
Oh, yeah. He'd quickly turn into Vince McMahon with no sleep.
I would think so. I don't know. Could be wrong. What you just laid out could have possibly happened, but this is really, really interesting. Now, as you mentioned earlier, it's also a
great way to secure Bischoff and Heyman from ever working with AEW. You know what I mean?
That is true. And they're both brilliant minds who have ran their own wrestling companies in the past and successfully. So not only is that positive for WWE, but that also looks good to Fox and NBC, which owns USA.
Yes.
That is a positive. You also have the fact that, as you mentioned, they were both general managers.
Almost at the same time, even.
They were, but of the opposite shows. Eric Bischoff was Raw and Heyman was SmackDown.
Yes.
But at that time, even though they had some creative influence, they were on-air personalities and weren't actually behind the scenes. So it's hard to connect the two. Even though it's been noted that they did have some creative influence. I am a firm believer that this is a super positive for WWE if they really experiment with it. And the past has shown they don't like to. They'll try something for 2.5 months maybe and then cut it off. The other thing, too, that I'm wondering, Paystee, is all of this smoke and mirrors, so to say? And I'm not trying to get into Spider-Man's Far From Home as Mysterio in the smoke and mirrors goes. But could this be WWE or even just Vince throwing these two names out there, these two faces, giving them paychecks and official titles, and kind of like you alluded to earlier, not really changing anything, but just giving the illusion. Well, not even just that, but that's true. But also giving the illusion that he's making changes, that things are different, that we know something's wrong, so we're doing something, guys. We're changing. We're giving you people that you like. You like Eric Bischoff. You like Paul Heyman, and then still behind the scenes.
they won't be on the screen.
They're almost basically puppets, as if they were Bray Wyatt's Funhouse,
Truly. Either way, I guess I'm excited to see where this goes, because WWE is literally at an all-time low, and we'll get into that and more that we actually alluded to here in the last few seconds very shortly.
True.
Oh,
it couldn't hurt. Let's put it that way, right?
Right. Yeah. It's definitely not hurting anything at this point. I mean, R-Truth is the best thing you got going right now. That speaks volumes.
The Funhouse, yeah.
Yeah.